Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard and David Jones here. Is it really you over there?
I'm back.
You're back. Back, man. We got him back. So we've got some people with our group going through it right now, man. So the sickness is out there, and I know a lot of people battling stuff. Hey, it's February in the state of Alabama, so all your common stuff is on top of adding COVID in the mix that I think we'll all be living with for the rest of our life. But glad to have you back, David, and good to see you. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Centers and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction. So we're glad to have really good corporate partners here on our program to be able to bring you this each and every day, and a lot to talk about here in the world of Auburn. We'll talk about some of the guys that are going to be up at the Combine with legit shots of getting drafted. Again, the year before wasn't very good for Auburn in the draft, and this year got some legit guys that I think, especially if they go up and show out at the Combine, could really improve their draft stock. We'll talk some more about some college football teams in the SEC, what they're returning as far as their production and where they rank there. Go over last night's games in the SEC. There was a big win for the Vanderbilt Commodores in Nashville last night. We all kind of had a feeling that might happen. If Auburn would have done what they should have done, they would have lost 3 in a row. Tennessee would be on a 3-game losing streak, but of course, we ourselves have lost. Is it 5 of 6?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When was the last time that happened in an Auburn program? Been a while. So Auburn on roller skates right now, going backwards. They got to get it reeled in. It's not going to get any easier coming up this Saturday as Alabama rolls into town. We'll talk about that schedule as well. We'll talk a little bit about some baseball and softball. Softball gets started this weekend. So everything is about to get ramped up as far as spring sports. I'll talk a little gymnastics as Suni Lee vaults her way up, no pun intended, back to number 1 in the nation as far as the overall ranking of the individual gymnast. I don't think anybody's surprised there. I think when she does leave Auburn and we look back on her career and look the further down the line she grows in her professional career, we're going to say, and we already know she's one of the best that's ever competed at Auburn as far as, but she'll have a statue somewhere too. She, there's going to be an unveiling of a Frank Thomas statue at Plainsman Park this year. There's one at Charles Barkley at Auburn Arena, and of course the 3 Heisman statues, and of course John Heisman's bust outside of Jordan-Hare Stadium, along with the coaches now on the plaza. But Suni Lee will be getting a bronze statue outside Auburn Arena. I feel pretty confident.
Absolutely.
And well-deserved.
Yeah. One of my former students at Gulf Shores is a physical therapy athletic training intern with gymnastics this year. And I said, Peyton, all I want is a picture with Suni Lee. Can you hook me up? She said, I don't know. I'll try. If I can get that, that'll make my life.
I'll tell you one thing. She is she's so great. I've watched her after matches. She stays around for the kids and people that want to, get a picture or get an autograph or whatever. She doesn't just run into the locker room. I mean, she kind of hangs around. And I saw her doing it in Tuscaloosa for some of the Alabama, the young kids that had Alabama shirts on. And they wanted her pick. I mean, why wouldn't you? It don't matter who you pull for.
Can you imagine being her, Brett? I mean, just
no, I can't. I can't.
I mean,
no,
it's
I
just
can't.
what she has to go through on a daily basis,
Right.
even on campus. It's just crazy
to train and everything to keep to keep her mental there. But she's phenomenal. She's a great person as well. It's exactly who you want as part of your university. So, but let's dive into basketball. Last night, kind of Tennessee going on a little skid here. They've lost 2 or 3 again. Auburn had a chance to knock them off in Knoxville and didn't do it. Alabama just once again at home destroyed another opponent. And Florida isn't the best team, but they're a Jekyll and Hyde type team. You don't know what you're going to get from the Gators, but Alabama just does what they do in Coleman Coliseum this year, and Florida was no match, 97-69. Florida never really was in that game. And then Mississippi State took care of business at home against a much maligned LSU team that's only got 1 win in conference play. Mississippi State 64, LSU 53. But let's go back to this Tennessee game with Vanderbilt. Tennessee just not scoring the basketball very well. You know, in their 3 losses here, or excuse me, their two losses in their near miss against Auburn, they haven't scored the basketball. They play great defense. They're very similar to us.
That's exactly right.
They're very similar to us. They're just not getting any offensive production. They're gonna fall pretty far, I believe, in the polls. They went from 2 to 6 in this last one, and now they've lost again. They're going to continue to fall, and I think Tennessee's going to fall on some hard times. I really look at Texas A&M as the team that, believe it or not, Luke and I broke it down Tuesday night, David. They've got 1 loss in conference, and I don't see the rest of their schedule, them having anything where you go, oh, that's a loss for Texas A&M. No. They could win out.
Yeah.
In Alabama, and it could come down to Alabama and Texas A&M that last game in College Station to see who wins the regular season championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and Luke even said, look, if Alabama has a slip up a couple times and A&M happens to run this thing, they could win the league. And so it looks like Tennessee's taking a few more steps backwards. Of course, Auburn's taking some steps backwards. Kentucky got beat like a drum by Arkansas on the road. So it looks like Texas A&M and Alabama are really the 2 at the top. Now, here's Alabama with a big test for them. It's going to be a very tough environment, be one of the toughest places they played this year. They're a prolific scoring team. They really make it difficult on the opponent matchup-wise with the way they line up. But Auburn's a different team in Auburn Arena, and the 1 win out of these last 6 for Auburn has come at Auburn Arena against Georgia, and that was their best shooting night of the year, and they scored 94 points. It's going to take a monumental effort by Auburn to be able to beat Alabama. So they're going to have to score the basketball. And, yeah, that's right. A&M has 2 losses. I forgot about the last one they had. But still, they've got a chance if they run the table to be right there at the top. So, but going back to what we were talking about, it's going to take a monumental effort. You know, Auburn swept Alabama last year. And you look at them coming in, Alabama knows that if they can get past this game, it looks like it's trending that the Tennessee game may be a little bit easier for them on the road, David. So, I mean, those are 2 of their tougher tests if you look at the rest of their schedule. So they understand how important this game is.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope Saturday that we get some whistle deficiencies like we've gotten on the road. Our last 2 road. Well, I texted Chad Pruitt after yesterday morning, because he had the scout. And I said, man, great job on the scout. Such a difference between the last time we played them. And he said, man, thanks. He said, it's just so hard to overcome 25 additional free throws when your opponent shoots 25 more free throws than you do. Now, we can talk about the missed shots all we want to, and y'all have.
Yeah.
You know, and
we've got to just be better offensively. And I know it's a discrepancy, David, and I hear where you're going with it. We just don't shoot the ball well. And you got to make better decisions at the end of the game. You can't throw up a fadeaway 30-footer.
Yeah.
With 12 seconds on the play clock.
No, and y'all broke that down perfectly. Here's the thing, Brett.
But you are correct on that, by the way.
Well, but that's when you go on the road, that's what you're going to get.
You expect it.
You hope.
You expect it.
That's why I'm saying Saturday, I hope we get it. But Look, here's the thing, and I echo Randy Lee. Randy said this a million times. I wouldn't trade Bruce Pearl right now for anybody
it
for
has
what
nothing
he's
to-
done
has
for
nothing to do that.
basketball
Yeah.
and the university.
Right.
But, Brett, here's the deal, and this is coming from my coaching experience, what I see. Bruce gives his players a lot of freedom on offense, and that's why a lot of guys like to play for him.
That's right.
So in the same night, though, as an Auburn fan, you're going to get a good grief. That was an incredible shot. 5 minutes later, with the same kids, you're going to get a what the crap was he thinking?
That's right.
So
Yep.
it's these kids have to be a little smarter with the basketball, especially in late clock situations. Randy and I broke that down. More ball movement, more player movement. But that was a head scratcher with that much time on the shot.
We don't
clock.
have a leader on this team.
No,
The reason Auburn is struggling right now, I fully believe, and it kind of came to me during the game the other night when Luke and I were on the air and we were watching that game as we were doing the show. And Auburn just didn't have that guy that you go to or that rallies the troops. They're a bunch of good players, but, Janai Broom, he hadn't stepped up and owned this team. Wendell Green, I guess, if you had by default to name somebody that would be a leader, you would point to him, but he doesn't have that feel of a guy that's running the show out there. Alan Flanagan is too sporadic to be labeled as a leader.
Yeah.
Who else you leaning to?
We don't have that.
Jalen
killer.
Williams is so quiet.
Yeah.
He can't be the guy. You don't have a leader.
We don't have that killer. And the thing about Janai, I love Janai Broom, but he lets the officials get to him too much.
Well,
KB
thank God
does
we
the
got
same
him.
thing. Well, absolutely.
I mean, if we didn't have him, there's no telling what the record would be.
That's true.
It'd be a lot worse. I think Auburn probably be out of the tournament.
He could be the guy. He's just not quite there.
You're right. Instead of concentrating on, a call that didn't get made or something that was bad and focus on that, he needs to be able to get past that and move on.
Short memory.
And then be a leader of the team.
Yep.
Up against the first break of the program. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. Actually, just the first segment passed us. Now I got 45 minutes left in today's show. Get your comments in, get your calls in, 256-234-6221, and we will go to the phone line. Terry, what's up, brother?
Guys, how y'all doing today?
Man, we're great. How are
Terry?
you? Pretty good. Coach David, how you doing, man?
I'm doing much better, thank you.
Yeah, right, fantastic. Let me ask you guys a question about the guard position at Auburn. Has Bruce Pearl kind of painted himself into a corner with these guards? And is this proof positive that he was counting on Chance Westry more and more, because the guards are small, and at Wendell Green, I made the comment last week that the players tend to stand around a lot when he's got the ball. And a friend of mine who goes to all the games down here told me, he said they stand around because they know 9 times out of 10 he's not going to pass it. And that's why they do so much standing around. I think he's the most selfish ball hog in the country.
Here's the deal on this. Let me kind of stop you right there. The Chance Westry definitely was being counted on to come in and be a contributor. To give us some length on the perimeter. Got hurt. He's out. So Wendell Green, I'll say this in defense of Wendell Green. Zep Jasper's scared of the ball. He actually made 2 shots the other night. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he won't shoot. He won't. He as soon as he touches it, he gives it back up. He's giving you 0 on offense. And then you go to Trey Donaldson. He gets 8 to 10 minutes. He's a 0 stat line guy. So Wendell Green, unfortunately, if he's not scoring 20 a night, we don't have a chance. Now, again, I know he's making some bad decisions at the end, like the other night when he fired up that 3 when you're only down 2. But here's the deal. I mean, Auburn has so few players to pick from that they're contributing. It's Janai Broome, it's Wendell Green, and then it's Jalen Williams or Alan Flanagan. And then if both of them happen to contribute on the same night, then Auburn has a really good chance. But usually Auburn's getting production out of about 3 guys. So we have a very thin bench as far as depth and who you're looking for. So I'm with you. I mean, it does appear that way, but the reason those other guys are standing around because they ain't doing anything.
Well, I think Wendell Green has no desire to give up the ball, and I just don't think. I think he's playing more for the name on the back of his jersey than on the front, and that's just. I think he's destined to make. He wants to make the ESPN top 10 at night. I don't think he has any desire to get involved. Brett, I agree with you. I don't think all that falls on him. I think a lot of falls on the guys around him too.
Yeah, he's not getting any help. He's not getting any help.
Well, Zero. He's not getting any help. But here at the same time, there's no point taking 26-foot jump shots. That's what he's doing.
Well, Terry, back in the day, and basically, your point guard position is known to be a distributor, a guy that runs the offense, not
quarterback,
a scorer. Yeah, and he doesn't fulfill that role to the level that he probably should be. Like Brett said, he may think that he has to score more because other guys aren't. The missing links for me are Alan Flanagan and Jalen Williams, because Jalen's 6'6", and if we've got Jalen on the perimeter and he's knocking down shots, then the small guard theory kind of.
We shoot it so poorly from outside. That's one of the biggest problems.
Yeah, we got to step up and make shots, and hopefully that's coming. But it's been frustrating.
Yep.
Brett, I know you point out they play better at home. There's no doubt about that. But I personally think with Wendell Green starting Saturday, they will get beat by 20 by Alabama, because he will come across, of course, are taking shots from 25, 26 feet out, and he's digging Auburn in a hole. Is what he's doing. Now, I agree with what you said. There's needs players to step up, that type of thing. And he only can do so much. But his shot selection is ridiculous. And that's got to stop.
Yeah.
It's got to stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quick football comment real quick, guys. Does the Hugh Freeze coming into Auburn right now remind you of when Nick Saban come into Alabama and pushed Tuberville out the door at Auburn?
I don't know if it's that extreme. I don't know if I'll go there, but I'll say this from an Auburn standpoint. It's a new day. Just a new feel. This guy's working his rear end off. His coaches are working their rear end off. I guess any effort would have looked like 100% based on what we were used to the last couple of years.
I'm saying that based on the fact that Nick Saban's kind of at the end of his career at Alabama, quite honestly. And I always said there was going to be something off the field that ran him away, not something on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, there's no question that Nick Saban, I think, maybe has 3 or 4 years left. I don't know. That's just a guesstimate on my part. I know bringing in Kevin Steele, maybe a temporary deal in the hopes that they can get Jeremy Pruitt in maybe next year as the D coordinator. But I think things are kind of running their course. They've still got a great recruiting class coming in. They're still performing at a high level. I think a lot's going to be told this year. Georgia has kind of taken that mantle from Alabama the last 2 years, and we'll see how they respond this year coming up.
And we'll see which Georgia quarterback ends up at Auburn after the spring.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thank you, Secretary. We appreciate it. A lot to unfold there with Terry's comments. But, I will say this for Hugh Freeze. Man, it is every single day a new recruit, new prospect, putting Auburn in their top 5, talking about great positive experience with the coaching staff. The coup of pulling Walker White the way he did, only getting in on him on December the 20th and getting his commitment a couple of weeks or this past week was phenomenal. And I think that's what you're going to see more and more of.
Brett, this comes from a guy that's in the building. Hugh Freeze has not been in his office. This is the first week that Hugh Freeze has actually been in that building, getting with the guys. He started doing a teaching thing yesterday called Flip the Script with the team. That joker's been recruiting solid since he landed in Auburn.
It's a different day, man. I'm just telling you, everybody was able to take advantage of Auburn kicking back and not being a player the last couple of years in recruiting. Yeah. That's not the case anymore. They're back. They're going to be in on all these kids. They ain't going to get all of them, but they're going to get their fair share.
And to your point about Walker White, he's recruiting everybody.
Oh, that guy.
What a solid kid.
Yeah, let me tell you, that was worth 5 more recruits.
Absolutely. It will be.
That's what I think. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
No monthly payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs discounted up to $7,500 off. The midsize Chevrolet Malibus up to $5,250 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. Halfway through our program, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction. Proud to have all 4 as great partners here on our program. Luke Thrash says, hey, guys, why are we starting spring practice so early this year? The only thing we can derive out of that, and by the way, spring practice will start on the 27th of February. So that's
2 weeks.
That's the actual first day of the finals in Birmingham in basketball high school. So the high school championship basketball tournament starts on February 27th on that Monday. Auburn will start spring practice. It will end April the 8th with A-Day. If you're comparing, last year Auburn started spring practice on March the 14th and had the A-Day game on April 9th. So only one day off on the A-Day from last year to this year, but Hugh Freeze spreading out the practices. You got 15 practice dates that you can do however you want to do them. They just give you 15 practice days. You can spread them out, or you can do it over 2 weeks or whatever. And Hugh Freeze is choosing to spread this thing out, start a little bit early. And this is one of his quotes. He came out and talked about it. He said, February is going to be pretty stressful. trying to get everything installed with a new staff and all, but he said it's a fast turnaround. We're going to have to grind a little bit in February. Normally you can kind of take a dead period, but February is going to be a little bit more strenuous this year. But in the long run, it's going to give him more time to kind of evaluate things instead of everything being sandwiched into a couple of weeks.
See, Brett, that's a 5-week window. And if you've got 15 practices, that's an average of 3 practices.
That's 3 practices a week.
And so what he's going to do with that is a lot of evaluation, a lot of study between practices. Obviously, they'll be installing some things.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
can't go through spring with it. But I think the practice regimen of Hugh Freeze, it's kind of like, and I'm just going to throw this name out there from the high school ranks because I've watched him practice because he's at Gulf Shores. Mark Freeman, Mark Freeman football practice.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody standing around. Ain't nobody wasting time. Man, it is boom, boom. And I think Hugh Freeze runs his practices a lot like that. There's a stress level put on the players to perform, and I just think that spreading out is going to get them more used to the way Coach Freeze runs his practices as well. So
I think you're going to get a lot more of that. You know, Coach Freeze also talked about the quarterback room. He said, look, he said, he had a question, I think at the Alabama football coaches meeting in Montgomery a few weeks ago, and they were asking about the quarterbacks, and he's asking if Robbie is going to be the guy. And he said, look, he said, I'm excited about seeing these guys. He said, but what they need to understand, he said, I coach the quarterbacks extremely hard. And he said that. He said, I take a lot of pride and put a lot of emphasis on really putting the quarterbacks through the ringer to see what they can handle and what they can't handle. And so
that's what I'm talking about.
They're going to get something they've never had before. Robbie persevered, proud of what he was able to do last year, injured most of the year, really our only option back there. Holden Garner will come in this year. I think it'll be a good opportunity for him to start afresh, not really having played any at all, just outside of a few plays. Auburn's got 2 really good guys there. We'll be able to see what they're able to endure. And he went on to say, he said, I don't know if we have our quarterback for the season on campus yet or not. He said, I've got to figure that out. And he said, these guys have got to figure out if they want to be the quarterback here. So he wasn't a cut on those kids. He's just saying, look, we've all got to figure this out together, and we'll see, based on my expectations, whether one of these guys can be our guy.
I can promise you, Brett, at the end of spring, in their coaching meeting, Coach Freeze is going to get up there and either say, hey, look, Ashford can be our dude.
Right.
Or he's going to say, dadgummit, we got to go get somebody.
That's exactly
he'll know.
He won't mince any words. And I think Robbie Ashford tweeted out shortly after that. He's like, look, he said, I am ready to prove all the doubters wrong. He said, don't rest on me. And he goes, just wait. He said, just kind of sit back and watch what's about to happen. So I love the attitude. I love embracing the challenge.
You just said that off the air, and we totally agree. If Hugh Freeze can coach up Ashford on progressions and the passing game, that joker.
He could be the dark horse in the league.
Absolutely.
He could be, because from a physical standpoint and having all the tools, he's got them. Can he hone all that in and be the quarterback that Hugh Freeze needs to be to lead this team? And Auburn's going to have a lot of untested receivers. They've got some guys coming back, but there's a ton of potential in this receiving core. You know, I think Landon King could be really good.
Yeah.
You got some of these other guys that came back.
That was a head scratcher from last year. I still don't understand.
Well, nobody understood anything that went on under Brian Larson.
Yeah,
okay, so if anything that made any sense didn't happen last year. Let me just put it that way.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the guys from last year going up to the NFL Combine, getting invites. Colby Wooden, Derek Hall, EQ Leota, Owen Papo, Anders Carlson, and then, of course, Tank Bigsby. All will be participating on February 27th. February 27th is going to be a big day.
It is.
A lot going on February the 27th. Up at Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. This is the 6th most combine selections in the SEC this year, behind Alabama with 13. Georgia has 12. Florida 9, LSU 9, and Tennessee 7. So Auburn sending 6 guys to the combine, and 6 really good football players there that Auburn. But I'm excited to see what the potential is for guys like E.Q. Leota and Colby Wooden. I think Derek Hall's definitely going to be a guy that can flourish in the NFL. I think Tank Bigsby, if he goes to the right team, can be a really good running back for a long time in NFL. It'll be interesting to see Owen Papo. Kind of where does he fit, and it's a size situation for him. We'll kind of watch that one and see. And then, of course, Anders Carlson, his brother, may be the best kicker in the league right now. He's coming off a knee injury, struggled a little bit this year. See what he can go up there and do.
I'm with you. I think Wooden and Hall are going to land somewhere and thrive. And I hope Tank Bigsby does as well.
I do too. I think so. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replay Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. A couple segments left in today's show. Again, want to thank our corporate partners here, J. Smith Construction, Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Met with Eric yesterday for a little while, had a meeting. Just, you know, the guys never steal. Up and down the road, business guy, does a great job. Been a great partner with us here on this program for a long time. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, one of the top real estate groups around. And then Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations throughout Central Alabama for all your home improvement needs. Couldn't thank those guys more for allowing us to bring you this program every day and all of our other sponsors on the program. Let's talk about this Auburn basketball schedule. There's 7 games left starting Saturday. Auburn sits at 17-7, 7-4 in league play. Before the season started, we kind of all went around the room with our group and said, what do you think Auburn, what will be a good record for Auburn SEC-wise? You play 18 games. I said if Auburn could get to 10-8, that would be probably a good season for them based on what we had coming in. I said 11 wins would exceed what I thought. I think we kind of all were in the same boat. 10, 11 wins, possibly, you know, we even said 9-9 we'd be okay with because, you know, we were expecting maybe some of these other teams to be a little bit better. But everybody's kind of mushed in there together, and Alabama's kind of separated themselves. So let's look at it. 17-7, 7-4 in league play. You got Alabama, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Alabama, and Tennessee left on the schedule. Before we break that down, let's go to the phone lines. I think we got a call coming in. Caller, go ahead.
Oh, guys, how you all doing today?
Hey, what's up, Jerry?
Hey, Jerry.
Good. Thank you for taking my call. David, it's good to see you back up there again, buddy.
Man, I appreciate that. I had a rough
I know
week
our,
last week.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
I know our basketball team, well, it's pretty obvious, you know, we're challenged offensively. And that's kind of putting it mildly. We're so streaky and everything. It can be frustrating at times, but I think that we're just going to have to play it out with what we got right now and hope for the best. But on the football front, I'm so tickled with what Coach Freeze is doing and everything with our football. Looks like we're definitely on the upswing there. But I guess my main thing is, David, I know you pay close attention to it too, and you too, Brett. So tell me something good about baseball coming up, and I'll hang up and listen. Thank you for taking my call, guys. War Eagle.
Hey, Jerry, thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about baseball in the final segment, so just hang on with us there. We'll bring that up, that and softball. Those two are right around the corner.
Yeah, we'll finish with that.
Yeah, we'll finish with that. Let's talk about these 7 games, though, left for Auburn. How do you see it playing out? I mean, you know, a lot could be told on Saturday. If Auburn were to be able to give Alabama their first loss, massive confidence. But Auburn's been in all these games in the last 6. They've won 1. They haven't been able to finish at West Virginia, haven't been able to finish at Texas A&M, haven't been able to finish at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Can they finish? Can they beat a team like Alabama using the advantage of being at home in this league? Could really start a run here. I mean, you beat Alabama. I think you beat Missouri at home. I think you go on the road at Vanderbilt, have a legit shot there, and then you come back home to Ole Miss. Auburn could run all 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're sitting here looking at a 21-17 now, and then you got an 11-4 record in SEC play. You know, then you come down to Kentucky, Alabama, and Tennessee, and, of course, all 3 of those are going to be extremely tough because you got to go on the road for 2 of them, and you get Tennessee at home to end. But on the flip side, you lose Saturday, and then you happen to lose one of those 3 between Missouri, Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss, and then you lose 3 coming down the stretch. Auburn comes limping down the stretch. Now you're barely getting to 20 wins. So where do you see it falling?
Brett, it could go either way. You know, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd be 20-4 right now. We'd be in the top 10. We'd be sitting up here just beating our chest, but we're not.
That's right.
So I think a lot hinges on a Saturday. I think there's a chink in the armor right now with the confidence of our guys. Why wouldn't there be with what's transpired in the last 3 or 4 games, 5 games? If we were to beat Alabama Saturday, there's no telling how we'd finish this year. If we come in Saturday and Alabama beats us like a drum at home,
I think you just got to watch this game very closely and see, you know, again, Alabama will be favored. They haven't lost in SEC play. And you know, very deserving of where they are right now. And, you know, they've had a couple of scares at home, you know, with Mississippi State being one. And I can't remember. Somebody else played them. But they've also blown people's doors off. And, you know, going on the road's a little bit different for teams. This team seems to be unscathed by that. I really feel like if Alabama rolls into Auburn and wins this game, they could possibly go undefeated in the SEC. I think they could, you know, and I know Luke said the Texas A&M game at the end of the year on the road is going to be tough. Going to Tennessee is going to be tough. I'm not saying they don't have some tough contests left, but I think maybe this could be the toughest that they're going to face in the remaining 7 games for them. So if
I do. Yeah, I agree because of the arch rival factor.
Right.
And you know, Neville Arena Saturday will be as loud as it's ever been.
That's right.
I don't see them losing to Tennessee in Knoxville, not the way Tennessee.
Well, I was about to say, Tennessee's playing offensively about as bad as anybody in the league. So I think Alabama can go up there and maybe win pretty easily. If they're hitting their shots, I think they can.
But I see 3, Brett. I'm going to say 3 to 4 for us. That to answer your question. I can
that
see
gets us to 20 wins or 21 wins.
And 10 or 11 league.
Is that enough to get in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. 20 wins with our schedule. I can't see us not being. Here's the thing, Brett, and you know this as well as I do. We've talked about this. It drives me nuts. You know, if you go on a losing streak early in the season and then you finish strong, man, the committee will reward you like crazy.
Unless you're Texas A&M.
Well, that's right.
Then Texas A&M started like crap last year and finished about as strong as anybody and got left out.
And then go and wins the NIT or finish second.
That's the finish second.
But if you go on a losing streak at the end of the season and kind of putter, they will punish the heck out of you.
They will punish you. That's why I'm saying if Auburn limps through and then maybe goes SEC tournament and loses in the first round, and if it comes down to looking at Texas A&M or what they're doing, if Texas A&M is still that on the outside looking in, which I don't think they should be, but if it comes down to Auburn A&M, they swept Auburn.
Well, Brett, here's the crazy
thing. They're going to take them.
Here's the thing about Lenardi. Going into this week's game with A&M, Lenardi's got us as a 6th seed. He's got A&M as first 4 out. Have you lost your mind?
No, that's going to change. That's going to change.
Unbelievable.
Up against the final break of the program. Stay tuned. One more segment right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Attention! Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on today's show. Again, thank you to everyone out there for joining us. Jerry called in the last segment. I want to talk a little bit about the baseball program starting up here in a couple of weeks, and softball getting started this weekend, actually tomorrow down in Clearwater, Florida, in a tournament that'll have St. John's, Fordham, Pittsburgh, Indiana, Illinois, all those snow shoveling programs up there. Glad to get to Florida and get a little warmth. So it'll be fun to see how Mickey Dean's team does here as they get started, and we'll follow that and we'll keep you posted on that. But Mickey Dean did say he feels like this is his most talented team ever in his whole career, and he has Shelby Lowe and Maddie Penta as, I mean, they are two of the best pitchers in the country. Yeah. Back and healthy. Yeah. So when you throw those two out there, you got really two number ones. Most schools have that one dominant, and it only takes that one dominant pitcher a lot of times in softball. But you got two in Maddie Penta and Shelby Lowe. And you put them out there, and he thinks this team is going to hit better than any team he's had based on his recruiting.
They need to.
We're going to see what happens in this, this first tournament, not really great programs in this, but can Auburn go down there and run rule some of them? Can they look dominant? We'll get to see that. Let's flip over and talk a little bit about the baseball program. Lost a lot, but this roster could be more of a power roster than even last year, even losing Sonny DeShar, because it's going to be power by committee, not just relying on one guy to do it. Joseph Gonzalez is your anchor on the mound this year. Auburn lost a couple of really good pitchers. You lost your closer last year, so Auburn's going to have to figure out who is going to step into that role. But this is a talented team, once again, that's not being given a lot of praise in the preseason. They're not even in the top 25. But look, you get this conference is ridiculously strong. You can finish 6th, 7th, or 8th in this conference and make it to the College World Series. Mm-hmm. And so, and
case in point, we've done that.
And then we have. We won 43 games last year. It was a good year. Auburn, I think we were 16-13 in league play. Yeah. Anytime you have a winning record in this league, you got a good team, and you got a good shot of making a deep run. This is not a rebuild. This is a reload. That's what Butch Thompson has done. This program now believes every single year it should make it to the College World Series. Mm-hmm. He's already been twice in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. They feel like that's where he's got the mentality of this program. Yeah. And the recruits that come in believe that, hey, look, I'm going to Auburn, and the reason I chose Auburn is we got a chance to make the College World Series.
Yeah. Well, I broke this down with Randy, Brett, and, up the middle, catcher, Gonzalez, Case and Howell in center field. And then you got Foster that's moving over to shortstop, who is a natural shortstop, but has had to wait his turn.
That's right.
The first base transfer from Kansas is bigger than Sonny DeShar.
That's right, right.
And Ike Irish at catcher, if Nate LaRue doesn't hit, guess what? Ike steps in. And the program, these new facilities that are going to start right at the end of this season, the 3 phases, but I think they're going to do them bam, bam, bam.
Right.
Is going to make our ballpark a smaller but still premier showcase ballpark. Because let's be honest, we're behind in the arms race from baseball with facilities. If you've been to Ole Miss, you've been to Mississippi.
We are, but
Arkansas.
it can be. You can make up the ground pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we're going to.
That's right.
And you're right. This is not a reload. This is a rebuild, and that's exactly what we're going to be getting for the next few years with Auburn baseball. Because of what Butch Thompson, and I got a hats off to Carl Nonemaker, who was National Assistant Coach of the Year last year, does a phenomenal job.
Lost Tim Hudson off this coaching staff, but I think this staff's going to be just fine. And again, a lot of new faces, but enough guys that are going to be able to anchor this team from a leadership standpoint to be able to bring them in. They had a good fall. They played 3 preseason games in the fall. They won all 3. They played Alabama. It was a good game between both teams. Mm-hmm. So we'll kind of see how it plays out. But they'll get started against Indiana here in a couple of weeks. Next Friday in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather will be good for that series. You just don't know what you're going to get these first couple of weeks of the baseball season. Again, softball down in Clearwater, Florida, starting tomorrow. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. We'll follow that very closely.
Brett, you know how weather does. Weather here is that baseball season starts.
Cold and rain.
Mr. Winter says, let me show up again.
That's right. And let me get out there. It's 40 degrees with a 20-mile-an-hour wind. How about that? Y'all want to bundle up?
Yeah, y'all have fun.
Let's get some happy birthdays in today. On this day, born Ernest Tubb, early star of country music. So born on this day in 1914. The polo, let's see, Barry Mann, 1939 born. He wrote, "You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling." Did you know that?
I did not.
Didn't even know who Barry Mann was until that. Carole King, born on this day, 1942.
Tapestry, one of the best albums ever.
There you go. Danny White, quarterback for the Cowboys, born on this day in 1952. Joe Pesci, born on this day, 1943. Talking about a firecracker.
He ain't lying.
He likes to throw out a few 4-letter words.
He does.
Why do I see Joe Pesci, I immediately think of a cussing tirade? He's in every movie going on a cussing tirade. Mookie Wilson on this day in 1952. Sandy Lyle on this day in 1958. The British Open winner in 1985. And the Masters winner in 88. Travis Tritt, big country music artist, 1963. Lad Guerrero, senior, born this day in 1976. And then Michael B. Jordan. Not Michael Jordan, the basketball player.
And Brett was lost for Baccarat yesterday.
94 years old.
94, one of the greatest pop songwriters ever.
So that's going to wrap it up for the Auburn Blitz. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll help you out. See you tomorrow.